And as the integration of AI technology becomes more extensive, meteorology professor Charles Graves joined Weather Command earlier to explain how AI may help us to predict high-impact threats before they even occur.
The idea was, well, let's look back at those events. Now, they aren't going to exactly match what's happening, but if they have the same general characteristics, maybe we can extract some useful information that would help the forecaster.
We call it CIPS. It stands for the Cooperative Institute for Precipitation Systems. So, okay, it's better just to call it CIPS, right?
It's easier.
It's a bit of a mouthful. But this is almost machine learning or AI before AI was a thing, would you say?
Yeah, actually, it's like primitive AI. It really is. And what it kind of has done is it's shown that those approaches will have some success, because we've had some success in our simple ideas, and so now people are building off of that.
How long has it been operational? Because when I was going through school, it had started and there was some work around it, and I think that it's really taken off too. In addition to how long it's been operational, it has really taken off, I'll say, across certainly the meteorological community, National Weather Service offices. They reference them in their discussions, so on and so forth.
Yeah, so CIPS in and of itself started back in 2000, led by Dr. James Moore, that was really organized and built off of a collaboration effort with forecasters on initially heavy precipitation, heavy rain, heavy snow. Unfortunately, in 2006, he passed away, and we kind of reinvented it in his memory, and out of it came this analog, historical look at weather data. The initial effort started in 2009, and then the more, I hate to say the word sophisticated, the more machine learning-ish approach developed in about 2015 or so.
When it comes to applications, let's think about today and tomorrow. There were some strong signals early on, and CIPS was highlighting, hey, this could be a severe weather event. I mean, by looking at it, how would you talk about the forecast today and how things have been playing out with the severe weather threat, even changing just a bit, moving farther to the north?
Yeah, so it looks at those patterns and it identifies things. And if you look, it's we call it guidance because I wouldn't classify it as a forecast, right? Because the historical record is not going to perfectly match what the current conditions are. So it gives you hints, and it should be the way that we've always looked at it, as it should be another tool that the forecaster is using to give confidence in what's coming up. I know a lot of forecasters like to use it, especially in the days 6, 7, 8 days out, as planning purposes, because when severe weather starts to come down the line, if you can see the potential 7 days out, you can start prepping for it.
And it has been downright hot in Texas, especially if you're one of the Cowtown Marathon runners down in Fort Worth. Marathon officials issued a heat advisory for runners to prepare for extra warm weather. Take a listen.
Last year, if you were interviewing me, I would have been wearing a beanie and a scarf and gloves and my heated vest. So big difference from one year to the other.
This year was a lot cooler, so this is the hottest I've run in. Oh, you definitely get dehydrated a lot faster.
We've been training in specific gear, and then we had to switch it up a little bit in order to train for, running something that wasn't going to make us overheat.
And just look at what those folks were wearing. I mean, short sleeves, the smallest little straps, shorts. It was downright hot, and we're still not completely done with winter yet. Now, the reason why we're seeing this warmth is because we have the polar jet stream so far placed to the north, and that's not allowing that cold air to then spill down into states like Texas. But then we also have this subtropical jet stream that's allowing all of this warm air and humid air as well to be pumped into this region. So it's in this warm sector of this low pressure system that we've been tracking for quite some time now that we're starting to see record warmth. I mean, I'm talking temperatures into the 80s in states such as Nebraska, 60s for the Heartland and even in towards the Windy City. So all of that warm for this next low pressure system. But let's talk records. Just on Monday, we had 58 new records fall. Notice Stillwater, Oklahoma, 90 degrees. And that blew out of the water the last record, 81 degrees, set back in 1986. 85 in Arkansas. It was downright hot. Not even feeling like spring, but feeling a lot more like summer. Notice Oklahoma City feeling more like June 13th over the past week or so. Minneapolis feeling more like early May. Kansas feeling more like late May. Same story for Missouri. This is completely abnormal for this time of year. Highs so far, well, Dallas, 94 degrees. Lincoln, Nebraska, 81. Omaha, Nebraska, 80 degrees. But once this low pressure system comes through and we have that cold front that comes in, well, we're going to see that quick blast of cold air and even snow for